The city of angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC Podcast. And now, Joseph Zacher.
Greetings, Los Angeles. Welcome to episode 222 of the Heart of LAFC Podcast. We're calling this one All Together Now because obviously the boys are all together now. Camp is full on. We see the full roster, including a new face coming to town and a familiar one leaving. It's been a pretty busy day, even though it wasn't supposed to be. So, hey, that works for us. Before we get into the mix, let's welcome back our boys. Bam, welcome back, sir.
Thank you. How are we all today?
Good. Trying to get the energy going here and moving and get ready for this season because, man, things are moving quick. How are you feeling, though? All is good?
Yeah, all good. On a new medication, so hopefully that helps me. We'll find out over the next month if I need to go in for a little surgery procedure or not. But at the moment, feeling okay.
Let's hope it's not too serious when we get you back stateside for some fun, man.
Definitely looking
you,
forward to it. Yeah. Well, our borders are supposed to open up on the 21st this month, so hopefully that stays the plan and we open up the borders.
And we get Bam back home, his home away from home. There we go. Tony, how are you doing?
Doing pretty well. Excited for the upcoming season. Excited for, of course, the jersey release whenever that date is finally announced. But I'm just excited just to get back into the MLS flow, LAFC flow, and just be excited for a new season altogether.
That's right. New season, new faces, lots of new faces. Change. Welcome change, to be honest. And a little bit of hunger. You can tell by the moves happening. And we'll mention the latest one, of course. That would be Ryan's Hollingshead. Wow, check me out. Left back for Dallas, legend for Dallas. I mean, he is one of their mainstays. Starts nearly every game for them. More of an offensive-minded left back, a lot of overlapping play, scores goals, gets messy when he needs to, is also huge in the community. Definitely a good man to have in town. He is 30 years old, so this is kind of his, I wouldn't call it swan song, but definitely he's hit his prime. And to me, it looks like a move to one, bolster our lineup, but also give him a chance to win a ring. Let's be real. FC Dallas, that's not the focus, right? They like selling players. They're not selling 30-year-olds all the time. So, yeah, if you're going for a cup, this is the team to go to. He has played local, of course. He is a California boy, so it's a bit of a homecoming for him. All good things on that end. From what I'm hearing, he's extremely happy to be pretty much home. So that is where we're at with Ryan Hollingshead. I will say this. In terms of production, he's had 15 goals total, 10 over the last 2 seasons. That's right. He's averaging 5 goals a season over the last 2. 5 assists as well last season. Passes well, about 81% on passing. Shots on target, he gets some. He's about a 47% on that. Lots of crosses, tackles, you name it, he's mobile. He can also play different positions if we need him to. Again, mobility is big with our club. If a guy can move multiple positions, you know he's already on our radar. He can play left mid, can play left wing, but he also has played time as a right mid as well. So we have now a versatile left back, can play well on both sides of the ball, has veteran presence and leadership. So we're in a really good place with a veteran player in the lead up to a season where we all know what the goal is, right? We want trophies. And again, we've seen the statement of intent from the other signings so far. If this doesn't double down where you're letting a 23-year-old player go for a 30-year-old, I don't know what to tell you, but it seems pretty obvious. Bam, what is your take, sir?
For me, I think it's a great move for both clubs. Like, Farfan's a great player, but the coaching he will get at Dallas will be phenomenal. You see what they do with young players, how they coach them and they sell them and make brilliant profits off them. For us, we need another strong head in the back there. So it's a win-win for both clubs. I'm looking forward to seeing how they go this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good move. And let's be real. The 2 places that were killing us down the stretch were our outside backs. giving up cheap ones, not contending on crosses. Remember Raheem and his forays out there, not meeting guys. Players getting around Kim Moon-Hwan at times. Of course, we now have Escobar coming into the house. But it's something that needed to be addressed, and it was. With Farfan, as much as we love him, and his defensive numbers look pretty good, on the offensive side of things, distribution-wise, it wasn't quite there. And for the system that we're pushing towards, for the aggressive play that we want, we need a player that's confident on both sides and can give it game in and game out. Ryan Hollingshead, his history is that he's good on both sides of the ball and loves to come forward. Of course, in LAFC tradition is to always bring players in that score on us or hurt us. Yeah, he's done that too. He has scored on us. His last goal was actually against us. But that was the great comeback of Chicho in that game, so it saved us. But go check it out. Basically, he ran all the way up, hung at the top of the box, right in the middle, and slotted one low corner. Of course, our past goalkeeper that's no longer with us watched it like he tended to always do. And that was that. Again, a player that's going to move around, that isn't scared to, that isn't timid about his actions. So good things all around. Tony, are you happy about this move as well?
Oh yeah, 100%. He is exactly what we needed. He, as Al Halpins has said, he's literally Jordan Harvey 2.0. Good with community, leadership in the role, especially with young players coming from an FC Dallas product of everybody. They're trying to sell, and not win. But the good thing, he has experience winning a championship and also a supporter shield as well. He won the U.S. Open, so with Dallas, which is very hard to do in general with what Dallas is doing with their teams. So it's a good for young backs, especially to help with fall. Still young, still can teach him a lot more. Same height, everything. So it was a good trade, and we got him literally for free. I love Farfan and thank you for everything he's done for us, but if we don't have to buy him, we could just trade a player and they could sell him for whatever they want. And again, we're trying to win at the moment and finally fulfill our destiny of winning a championship. That's the right move to make.
And of course, the concerns will be, well, what about Palacios, right? What are we doing with him? We have a national player here. We all know he struggled last year, but what are we going to do? Well, look at it this way. He's still dealing with potential pull-up or call-ups for his national team, so there could be time where he is away. What happens after he comes out? Well, there's Hollingshead. Now they get the battle. And honestly, I have a funny feeling we might see Ryan Hollingshead more than we'll see Palacios in that role, and maybe Palacios gets pushed up. Who knows? But you need to go with consistency, and you just got a guy that's all about consistency. So good competition. You're like, well, what about after that? Maybe one of the boys that goes back and forth between Vegas gets his shot. We shall see. But it's good moves all around. That being said, let's talk about that. Outside of Ryan, we did hear news about our Vegas-bound players, Tony. Who's heading over to Vegas, man?
The usual. Honestly, it's the usual suspects as we do. It's going to be Chrysostomos, Danny Trejo. Our new goalkeeper that we got in as a trialist is Abraham Romero, and of course, the project that everybody wants to see, eventually, hopefully we get to see, is Bruce Elmari. So those are the four that are pretty much the players to watch, because Danny is dangerous, and he's, from what I've seen of him as well, he's really well immersed and could do something moving forward. Chrysostomos, maybe this is his breakout year, maybe not. We don't know. He seemed to be playing harder this year, so maybe this is his opportunity to show what he can do. And of course, Bruce is just we took him. He wanted to come to us. People have hype behind him. Mexico has a lot of hype behind him, so this could be his breakout year, and hopefully all of them come out healthy and they get some playing time in the U.S. Open Cup.
Yeah, it looks more like two-way contracts anyways for the most part, so expect movement back and forth. We also have our young kids that will get the two-way setup, and that'll be mentioned as we move. You know how it is with Cal and the rest of them is the two-way contracts will be there for the guys that aren't as active. Also have to think that you have Open Cup to worry about, like you mentioned. Well, I mean, if these guys are signed to them, that means they play for them, right? And that tends to be what happens in those cases. So we'll see who else is going Vegas bound or who's getting the two-way, but that's who we know for sure. It makes sense. Yes, they played pretty well against New England, but we have a pretty stacked roster at the moment. So breaking in right now as a young player is going to be a little tough this time around because we're getting stacked. Well, let's talk about that. Bam, who's back in camp now?
Well, we got both Max and Acosta back in camp. Looking through the interviews that they did over the last couple of days, they've had both of them are really excited to be back here playing for the club. Again, their dream, like any other player, is to get to Europe. They both want to go to Europe sometime. Earlier today, you had Max and Vince online with Max on Instagram. The biggest talking point from that was the infamous laughing photo with Max and B-Rod after the altercation from last season. They were both just laughing about it, having good fun and all that. With Max at the moment, he was quoted saying his focus is at LAFC for the future. He's really excited getting up with the keeping coach as well. You know, he was the first coach to invite him to a first 11 training session when he was 15 years old. So they've got that connection there already. With Acosta, his goal is to get back on track with LAFC, get us back into winning championships, and he's really looking forward to the first game. Excited with linking up with our front three, well, B-Rod, Chicho, and Vela. Really excited with that. It's when playing our first game of the season against his former club, it's just business as usual for him. He just wants to go out there and win every game. And he's also quoted in saying, I'm an LAFC player, putting the best foot forward for the badge. That's what he wants to do. So he's here ready to play for the badge.
They smell it. They know it. They know what the intent is. They know why they were brought in. And they got the right guys. You know, look how many of these guys have a ring or some accomplishment. They have played in knockout matches and done well in knockout matches. They're building. You know, we're like, what about the next DP? What about the next DP? Yeah, that's the question. We don't know how these guys play right now, right? So it's a good thing to have where you can actually look at the DP and go, well, we're not in a super big hurry because, well, look who we have as our roster right now. So we can really see how things shake out. Not bad times, that's for sure. All right, good stuff, guys. Moving on. Well, the staff is fully assembled now that Mark Dos Santos is in town. He went away a bit, had a bit of an adventure, and now he's home. And you saw the quotes from him. He feels like he's home. He knows the system. Nothing's too shocking for him here. I know his family's happy to be here. I know that at the end of the day, if you couldn't be the head coach, yeah, this one makes the most sense. He also knows Max very well, right? The connections are all over the place again. It was just fitting for him to come back. No shock. Ante Razov, of course, he's here in the house. We have the new goalkeeper coach that you just mentioned, who is a Eintracht Frankfurt legend. He knows what it takes to win in big games, to get through it, to battle, to be a legend at your club. He knows what it means to be the face. And so we have a lot of good experienced coaching staff to deal with, a lot of players that are now a good mix of both experience and youth. It's all coming into place, and it's a good thing. Now, I know everybody's looking at the preseason schedule going, well, we haven't looked so hot in preseason, right, score-wise. But again, we'll throw it to you. It doesn't matter. So, yeah, it doesn't matter. The score doesn't matter. It's about the individual players. I would say this. Be excited that an academy player actually scored against Toronto in the last match. Be excited about that. That's good things. Otherwise, again, it's being assembled. Players are playing for their chance to even be on the side. It's time. It's comfort. Now that everyone's in town, now we can start looking at it like, okay, let's see how this thing turns out. On February 15th, DC United will be playing us in Coachella Valley. That should be fun. You might see more of a, if we see anything or hear anything, because of course privacy wins the day. You might see a first half or second half where it's the actual like potential top roster. So that will be good. The 19th, not too long after that, will be the Red Bulls. So I believe that's a Saturday. And so that one, 3 p.m. Eastern, so that's at 12 o'clock for us, and then it's an evening 4 p.m. start against DC United. So that's where we're going to hear it. As you saw some quotes from the players, apparently there was a bit of a tune-up, I believe, yesterday that they were playing in, and we don't have details on that because, again, it's a closed door, and they need to work some things out. So, yeah, no scores, nothing from that end. We just know that they were playing some meaningful minutes in a match and had the comfort of knowing that they could do that. Why? Well, I'm sure there's guys from both sides trying out. You don't want to give up names. So all good things on that end. Rumorville, Bam, we heard anything? What's going on?
A couple of little rumors going around that don't feel like they're going to go anywhere, so I'm not going to really bother with that. Other than that, it's been fairly quiet from what I can see.
Yeah, nothing on my end. I mean, let's be honest, the Ryan Hollingshead thing kind of went under the radar as well. So we warned
That
you
came
last
from
week.
nowhere.
Yeah, Ben, when we had Ben on, it was like, it's too quiet. It's too quiet. We said that when it gets quiet, something's happening. It got quiet, and look what happened. So it's funny how that works out at LAFC, but it happened again. Who knows, right? What could happen before the season starts? There could be more moves. We don't know. We haven't heard. Are they looking for a DP? As far as I know, right? If the pot is right, the pot is right. You strike when you need to. But there's a lot to work with what we have right now. So that's all good things. Now there is one player that's probably not coming back, but now we're kind of wishing for his case maybe he could have come back. That would be one of Diego Rossi. Bam, what news do you have on Diego?
Well, the transfer window for Turkey's closed the other day, and no sales come through. So, as far as we still know, he's on there on loan to the end of the season. He did get back onto the pitch for them in the Turkish Cup. He came on in the 66th minute with a 1-0 loss to Kayserispor. So they're out of the Turkish Cup. They next play Grinspor at 5 a.m. Saturday morning. Looking through the Twitter, a lot of the fans are wondering why he's not getting more game time. So they want him to play. They're liking him. The fans are loving him, but just not getting any game time. So the fans are asking why there's no game time going there.
Strange, isn't it? This doesn't make sense. He didn't play himself off, I don't believe. It's not like he's been in bad form. It's just the opportunity hasn't been there.
Yeah, obviously he might not be having a good time with the coach over there, so might be butting heads over something, but we don't know about that. So we're going to speculate, which I don't really like doing too much.
No, it's not a healthy thing to do. I know there are rumors about him going to another side, though, right?
Yeah, there's rumors that he could be going down to Flamengo in Brazil, which if he does go down there, it'll be a second player from us down in Brazil.
From his perspective, that might not be a bad move.
No, it could be a great move.
It's a lot closer to home. He wants to get back into the national team mix. In this case, it's not too far, right? And he'll probably get more minutes there anyways than what he's getting in Turkey. So would it make sense for him? Probably, if he could get moving. I know everybody's like, oh, Europe. Hey, if the checks cash and you get minutes with your national team before a World Cup, forget Europe. Go make your money and get your chance.
Well, in a World Cup year, you got to remember, especially in the World Cup, a lot of teams will be watching you at the World Cup. You have a great World Cup, Europe will come knocking. Go where you can to get game time to make sure you get game time in the World Cup.
That's how it works. Exposure is everything. The World Cup is the ultimate exposure. So for Diego, again, he just needs to play. We wish nothing but the best for him. If he did end up coming back to us, we'd welcome him with open arms. An absolute legend for us. But I think we all agree we want what's best. We know in his heart of hearts, the move is necessary at this point in his career. So we support him wherever he ends up. Just, again, we just hope for the best treatment he can possibly get in this process. So, Tony, your take so far on Rossi. Would you take, we'd all take him back, but do you think there's truth to the Brazil rumors?
There could be. Like I said, it is World Cup. It's the World Cup year. It's like it's coming up soon, and the more playing time, the more coverage you get on yourself, it's better and stuff like that. I would love him for Fenerbahce to buy him, but again, it goes up to those Turkish businessmen and what they want to do and what they feel is the best for their team. It's not always right. So hopefully it goes well. Hopefully if he goes to Flamengo, then it's a good club to go to. And if out of all the Brazilian clubs, that's a very well-known club as well. If it's not Santos, it's that. If it's not Flamengo, it's Santos. You know what I mean? Or if you could go, maybe he goes to Boca. Who knows? Just somewhere down South Africa.
Or South America. Yeah.
South America.
I mean, dude, he could end up in Argentina for all you know. I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of these things where he's looking for the move. If they're not going to respect him, then a deal has to be made. For us, it keeps us locked as well, right? We're limited as long as he's in this situation. It hurts us in the process. So we need a resolution just as much as he needs a resolution to do what we really want to do. And if that's going to be till summer, then it's going to be till summer. We'll see how that runs. Perfect. So, as you guys know, we always encourage you guys to jump into the conversation. So we're going to take it to our faithful. Again, beyond thankful for you guys for all that you do when you jump on this show. It's the critical thing. That's what we are. It's what we do. We want to hear from you guys, the faithful, the actual real heart of LAFC. So let's see here. Who is the first I see on this list? Anthony Bermudez did get the first. I know you guys, it's a competition. Good stuff like that. Roberto Espinoza, yeah, second again, but it's okay being second. It's fine being second as long as you're on here. Yeah, and he's lurking at work, so we'll see what he has to say as we get down the line. Anthony Bermudez, when will the new jersey be released? I'll just say this. I'm not going to give you a date. I would just read the tea leaves and look at when all the other teams are making their announcement. That easy enough to say. Again, this is MLS. It's single entity. Everything happens at the same darn time. So keep your eyes open, and we'll find out what's going to happen with us. Also, there's a lot of leaks out there. Ours has not leaked yet. Thank goodness. Again, good things come to those who wait. I really do want to be surprised when it comes out and get the shock value that it doesn't leak. But I guess Seattle's, Bam, you said Seattle's leaked already, right? No, Tony, you said it, right? That theirs leaked.
Yeah. It
Another
was,
club that we've heard of leaked already too, and it looked pretty bland. So let's hope ours is a little better than those guys. Not a lot of love for the Seattle one, right, Tony?
It's from what the leaks are, and then like the little snippet that they got, it's a checkered think Croatia, but not in a good colorway with their colors. So most Seattle fans, as you were saying, Joseph, are happy that they got at least one good jersey with the Jimi Hendrix one last year. So I guess they'll take it as this is our pendants for getting the cool jersey last year.
You got to measure the heat, right? And so if they get an off one, that's okay. Their alternates are going to kill it anyway. So it's all right. It's all right. Bam, did you take a look at those guys? Anything you've seen so far that went, wow?
No, haven't seen any of them. So I'll wait till they officially announce.
Right. I did see a new sponsor for a certain side that just absolutely cracked me up. You guys saw the New York City FC fiasco?
Dude. That's all I got to say is dude wipes.
dude wipes. Like, no, nobody uses those, right? Like, what?
I don't even know what they are.
They're literally baby wipes, but an adult version.
Grown men baby wipes, I guess.
Americans.
The whole gender connection thing is weird to me too. Like, dude, like they're wipes, man. Like, okay, it's just odd. But I guess you can use their jersey to wipe. Sorry, but you're setting yourself up for that. You know you are. So, yeah, I feel a little sorry for them, but that's one heck of a way to celebrate a championship is to make your jersey look like a sanitary napkin. What? Okay, fine. We'll move on from that. Al Hopkins says 15 to 17.
The date when it's supposed to release, the 15-17.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. So, I'd say that week. Fair enough, right? Al Hopkins, not sure which day. I think 17 is what I'm seeing from other teams. Also lines up with Vince LaRosa told us a month ago. Yeah, it's mid-month. That's when it's supposed to happen. So we'll keep you posted. I think you're going to hear about the announcement at the same time we do. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. That's for sure. I'll be there. Will you be there? I know you'll be there. And Bam's just like, hey, save a kit for me, man.
Pretty much.
Try to send
Bam
one to
needs a
him.
kit.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Get it out there. There we go. All I know so far from what I've heard is it's the step up from the ones we've seen so far. So there you go. OCB fourth in the mix. Al Hopkins, I saw him thank his teammates. He said it's where he met his wife. I know he went to UCLA. Yeah, Ryan Hollinghead did go to UCLA. Al Hopkins, he also gives the Jordan Harvey replacement. Jordan Harvey, but a little bit younger, probably a little more physical. Definitely has size on Jordan. So yeah, we'll again, Jordan, dude, legend for us. Again, the on and off we mentioned earlier. I'm sure Ryan's going to be a gentleman of it all, and again, represent us with the utmost. That's what he's done at Dallas. He'll do it here too, and I know he's happy to be here, so that should be great. LAFC Beast jumping in. He says, first question: were you guys surprised Marco Farfan became part of our history before the season started?
100%. I was surprised at the announcement. Didn't hear any rumors, so obviously he wasn't thinking anything there. Complete surprise.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. He was integrated into the lineups for the tune-up matches. They were testing him in the center, testing him on the left, showing, the versatility. He looked pretty good, looked pretty confident. I think it was a surprise to everyone involved, right? So, except, those making the actual deal, the bargaining chip is what it is. I still think we won the deal, so I'm good with it. Tony, did you get any inkling that we were moving Farfan?
I had no idea that we were going to move him. Like I said, it was a surprise to everybody. No one, again, we always say when the club gets quiet, there's something going on, and this was what was going on. He had potential, and again, like I said earlier, we got literally a steal for Farfan, and Farfan may turn out better and maybe sold and maybe become like former players that happened with us play better. But at the end of the day, we have to focus on the players that we have here and I hope they do the best for us. And like I said, we're just upgrading.
And paying a whole lot more.
Yeah, he made
the pay rate between the two is at least 120,000 different, I think.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a big change. For MLS numbers, that's a big change at left back. On top of Palacios, who makes a nice, pretty penny too. So we've invested a lot in that position. That's for sure. It could have been a deal where they were trying to get a financial move for the guy, and it just worked itself out. But beyond thankful for what Farfan has done for us. You can't question his work ethic, his loyalty, his fight for the club through and through. And yeah, we're going to miss him. That's for sure. It's just the business of football, man. We got to improve. We got to get to the final. That's our goal. So we got to make the moves to get there. Mark says, did anyone see the signing coming? Yeah, again, nope. LSC Beast, good to see Dos Santos back. I agree. It's great to see Dos Santos back. Honestly, you could just see the way he interacts with the players. This is home for him. It makes sense. Yes, you go for a head coaching gig, but this is comfort here. That's for sure. Carlos C. I'm excited for the season to start and really looking forward to seeing where the team is 10 games in. Right? How does this thing form up? How do things work out? How's the health of the players? Are they gelling? There's so much going on in those first 10 games. It's going to be an absolute adventure. I can't wait for the chance to see them in person as well with all of you in a full house again. Let's mention that. All signs are pointing to a return to semi-normal, so good things there as well. Kevin says, what's up, guys? What do you believe is the most important thing for LAFC? Work on offensive or defensive? I think it's a little bit of both. A lot of both. I mean, defensively, we were not even close to good enough. I think we've addressed it with the players that we've brought in. offensively, we have the talent. They just got to do the job. If you look at the expected goals from last year, any other team with those type of numbers would have easily made it into the playoffs. Our issue was that we were leaking goals when we shouldn't have. And so any type of tweak up top for a missed expected goal was going to be guaranteed to hurt us in the back end. So there it is. Bam, where do you think it's at on this?
Defensively, a little bit, but to winning games, you got to score goals. You're not scoring goals, you're not winning games. Plain and simple. So to me, a lot of it has to be offensively, having them gel together, having them convert their chances. So yes, we need help a little bit in defense, which I think we've done over this offseason, but offensively, we need to get clicking.
Agreed. And what's funny is like the Ryan Hollingshead deal. You're like, oh, it's a good defender. They brought him in for the other side of it more than anything else. There's like another guy that can distribute a ball, that can set things up, that has a good rate of passing and isn't afraid to shoot the ball. Again, he's what, 50% hit rate on target when he shoots. And usually that's from what, outside of the box or on the edge of it, like they did to us. Now you have another weapon from somewhere else on the field that they have to respect. They can't just fall on the shell because now we can hit them from distance with the guys that we've brought in. These are good things. Dead ball, good luck with that. Pick your poison. Vela, Acosta. Have fun with that one. Yeah, I think we've addressed both sides. That's for sure, Kevin. I'm more of the defensive-minded head in the group, so I'm just like, thank goodness your stability. So, yeah. Hopkins, new keeper Romero looks good. Expect the Lights to compete. What about their CM, the one who played in our preseason game? That kid that's DeRoma, right? Frank DeRoma. Yeah, he's legit. He is legit. He's young. I think it's just we have so many players now backed up in those roles. If we brought him in full time with us, he's gonna rot. Basically, now even with Kim Moon Hwan playing a defensive mid for or center mid role, he falls behind him in the pecking order. It's just that simple. So it's really tough for him to get play time. I wouldn't be shocked by later in the season we might see him if there's some injuries happening that we might see him come up for us. But yeah, he's on our radar. Same with Bruce. Same with the rest of them. These guys are kind of our guys, even though they're over there. It just happened to work that way. I like him too. I think he's very cool with the ball. He looks very comfortable in his movement. He would fit in. Problem is, who does he bump out? That's the big question. Right now, there's nothing there. Bam, you're kind of in that same realm, right? Like
I am. Like, I'm actually looking forward to seeing how Las Vegas goes this year. I think they're going to play some interesting, good football. Look, we're going to lose some players with international duties and all that, so I can see him possibly coming up on the bench there and then coming in if we need him. But looking forward to seeing what they do over in Vegas and see who comes over.
Yeah, a learning experience. I think last year was what it was. There's enough core that have come back that can build off this, and I think they'll be a little more competitive. I hope and pray they are, because last season was embarrassing. Just for the sake of our own guys, they need to be in competitive matches and fighting for something, even over there. So, yes, meaningful football is needed for those guys. All right, moving through. We see Beast again. I like what Acosta said. He'll be feeding the ball a lot. He's got weapons. I mean, compare what he had in Colorado, what he has here. He's got some weapons to feed. It's heavy. So they have to be healthy. They have to finish their chances. But yeah, just imagine him on the dead ball picking these guys out. Like, it's gonna be a beautiful thing. I'm just as excited as he is. Let's be real on that. Bam's laughing at me like, yeah, for sure. Al Hopkins. The only thing with Open Cup is that once those rosters are set, they're set for the rest of the cup. The only can play the Lights is, yeah, if it's in the final. Yeah. So I mean, they're locked in. They're locked in. Those are the rules of the tournament. That's okay. We have enough soldiers and young guys here that we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Mark Lopez. Acosta has good media training. He's a national player. Can you tell? How do playing for a bear halter? I'm just gonna say it. Like, if you got to keep your cool through that process, like, yeah, no, he's legit. He's a veteran. Can you tell on that as well? And again, he's happy to be here, even though the tweets suggest absolute shock at the moment. He knows where he's playing. He knows what he wants to do. And he knows if he wins with us, it's just a greater chance of him going to Europe, right? The big dream. So it's the business of football. Pretty simple. Bam, you want to interject?
Nah, it's 100% right. He knows what needs to do to win trophies. He was coming here to win trophies, so let's do it.
Yeah, we're in. We like this deal. Sounds like fun to me. Al Hopkins, yeah, he named all 3 big up front. It's going to be great. Dude, good time. Dude, those weapons. So many weapons. Nestor S., may you please give us some info on the new player that was traded today for Farfan? Is it a good trade? I think we did at the top of it. I'll just reiterate, yes, it's a good move for us. I know we're going to miss Farfan. Ryan's Hollingshead is looking... I'm going to mess his name up forever. I don't know why. He's going to kill it. I think he will, because he's an offensive-minded left back, and he has versatility, and he scores 5 goals a year. What defender on our side has done that? Consistently, at least. They haven't, and he keeps doing this. It's not like he's dropping off. If you look at his stats, every year he's getting better, even at the age of 30. He's still improving. He's jumping into his prime right now. Sounds a little late, but that's MLS. It's good for us. A guy that's mature, can grind, can step up in tight games. We're in a good place. He's not going to get lost out there, that's for sure. So, yes, it's a win for us. Big time. Al Hopkins, anyone doing the virtual media day tomorrow for season ticket holders? I think I got the link. Yeah, Tony, you're gonna tune in on that?
I'm gonna be working, so unfortunately I won't be able to do it. But get me updated with everybody and see what's going on. It's probably, how it. We love our club, and they need to get better at communication. Is the best way to say it.
I'll be a little sad that Bryce Duke isn't with us anymore, because he had fun with it last year. Y'all remember, he had a good time with it. So we'll see who the Joker is this year, who gets to have fun with it and mess with everybody. But yeah, I'm looking forward just to hearing the sound, hearing what they have to say, the excitement of all of it. I think whoever gets to go to media day itself and who's going to be there, yeah, they're going to see what we're up to. The plan is there. It's legit. Carlos C., out of curiosity, does anyone have any info on whether the new field across the street from the training facility is for the club? As far as I know. Right? I haven't heard any otherwise. No, it's ours. So think about it. We have academy kids. Yeah, academy kids. We have to expand. One field ain't good enough. They needed more. This makes perfect sense for us. So yeah, as far as I know, it's ours. Heard otherwise. So there you go. Q Cardi, was the Rossi loan a forced option to buy? I'm not seeing him coming back. Sadly for him. As far as I know, it was the gentleman's agreement, but then this happened, so who knows? To me, it's a little bizarre. I'll be honest. I don't like the way things are looking right now. So I feel bad for Diego. That's for sure. Nestor, do you guys know what needs to happen in order for Fenerbahce, right, to buy him?
Yeah.
How will LSC benefit from Rossi going to Flamengo? Well, if he's under contract with us, whoever we sell him, there's the money. And the biggest benefit for us is the minute he's sold, the DP slot opens up. That's the benefit. That simple. That's where we're at right now. So we need him. We need him to move so we can go buy another big name player. There you go. We'll see what happens. Q Cardi, any news on what's going to happen to the fields? Any new tenants coming soon? I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything good either. So as far as I know, it's empty. Yeah, I haven't heard any movement. So if we did, we'd be celebrating it, because honestly, that space needs to be used, and we all need it to be used. So Yeah. Smalls jumps in. I miss the fields. We all miss the fields, but I think we need something better than the fields when it does come back. It wasn't the greatest and friendliest thing, but we need something more us. That feels more us as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, that's where my head's at. Let's hope they get it right. Nestor S. Q card, you don't think you can force an option to buy? Usually certain task goals need to be reached in order for the option to buy happens. Yeah, which could be, see, there were also rumors I was hearing how he had to play a certain amount of minutes and maybe him getting benched had an effect on what the deal could be. It's all conjecture at this point. We don't know. We really don't know. So you don't want to put anything in your heads that isn't true. That's for sure. So it's a wait and see for us at this point. Roberto Espinoza, got my tickets to season opener. Yeah, man. Can't wait. Cannot wait. Got my season tickets. I'm ready. I'm ready to get crazy in there. I just can't wait to see a full house on all sides. Tifo going, the whole thing. It's just going to be beautiful. Back at home, folks. That's where we need to be. LAC Beast, don't like leaks. It ruins the element of surprise. Did anyone enjoy that Will Ferrell is goalie, or was it just goofy? It was Will Ferrell. Like that's my take from it. Good on him for going out there and beating the boys. There's been so much change within the squad. It was probably proper for him to give them an introduction, because when you come to town, you want to meet Will Ferrell, right? He's one of the owners. So it's all good things. Bam, what was your take on that whole skit?
I enjoyed it. Like, how many owners would happily go do something like that? Like, look around the world at who owns football teams and all that. How many of them would happily go out and do something like that? Meet the players, goof around with the players, have a bit of fun. I don't think many would. So seeing that happens, I just enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I'm going to see Phil Anschutz or what's going on in Charlotte with their ownership group right now. I don't think they're getting too friendly. That was hilarious, by the way. If y'all see it, just go check out their social media. It's awesome. It is awesome. Yeah, quote of the day. I'll maybe quote of the preseason. So yeah, go check that out. But yeah, Will had a good time with it. You could tell he was having a good time with it. I'm happy that the boys were smiling. A little lighthearted vibe. Tony, I know you enjoyed it too, right?
Oh yeah, I love it. Content. I love content, no matter what it is. It's stuff like that. It keeps like it fresh, and it gives us something to watch for LAFC. You know what I mean? Because that's what we're always craving, is something new, something different, something just to keep feeding that content vibe.
Yeah, let it be fun. Fun beats everything else, that's for sure. Barrett Robinson has an interesting question. Will Christmas Tree Lane be back open for full tailgating for the opener? I haven't heard any otherwise. Any other news to say it isn't. What I do know is we're supposed to have a mask mandate dropping off pretty soon here. So if you don't have a mask mandate anymore, I don't see why the other thing can't happen either. So I'm functioning as if. Why not? Why not? Al Hopkins says should be open. Yep. Roberto Espinoza says, I can't even express how excited I am for opening day. Right? Just it's there. It's so close. So close. Al Hopkins was also filmed a week or two ago. Noah Costa or Max there. Yeah. When he's in town, right? When he's in town. Adrian Lopez, where's the 32-52 sitting at the Carson game? Beats me, man. Beats me. I don't know.
That's future
We don't know what
problem.
they're going to do. Question is, they're going to put Robert Mats back in to try to silence us? I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's a few days away, that's for sure. So we get news on that. We'll get news on that. But as far as I know, no clue. We got a bigger side to worry about, us, and what we're gonna do. We got to worry about Miami on the road first, anyway. And from what I understood, we're invading that place, so even better. See y'all in Miami, right? There it is. Cool, guys. Thank you for the comments. You guys, again, rock. Keep them coming as the episode goes. We'll do one more breakout with you guys as we continue our episode. So, moving on to, well, the next thing, club and community. Tony, what do you got from the club and community? What's going on out there?
So nothing too much because of its Super Bowl weekend, and LA is already Rams Nation at the moment because, as you know, the Super Bowl is in LA. It's playing at Ram Stadium, and the Rams are, quote unquote, the away team. even though they're from LA. They're still going to use the same locker rooms and everything, but there's nothing too crazy going on. The only thing that did happen, which I was very moved, and it's one of those things that I always do as well around this time, is Cuervo's posted on their social media in solidarity to buy from workers, our street workers, Mexican or Latin Americans, everybody selling just flowers and like bears and stuff like that as a stance of solidarity. Because if you haven't been listening to the news or been hearing, ICE is patrolling SoFi at the moment because they're scared of as they say, they're scared of false merchandise for the NFL, bootleg stuff like that, which is very suspicious in my point. And it's not the truth because, as we all know, going to LAFC games, what do you want to do after a game? Grab one of those hot dogs, and they make bank off them, and they make enough to feed their families, pay rent and everything. And this is a huge event that will happen. There are millions of people there. They're going to be inside, outside, and everything. And this is just a hit. So for them to do this, I applaud Cuervos for putting that out. So, and especially being Valentine's Day, go out there, buy the flowers. They're actually better. You get a better price. You get bigger flowers. You get more stuff, and it's so good for them and everybody in the whole community.
Yeah, it's always rough when people get targeted that need it the most, right? That are living by and by, right? It's day to day trying to survive, and the big brother mindset, right? Just go in there and push them out because the billionaires need to make a couple bucks more. Not so cool. Not cool at all. So definitely support your local vendor. Again, they're your neighbor, so always support your neighbors over the outsiders, right? Yeah, simple as that. Human nature, right?
Yeah.
You got to support your fellow Angelinos. That's who they are at the end of the day. So yeah, good on Cuervos for calling that stuff out. And if you guys have anything else that you need to call out, let us know. Anybody we need to support, we're here. Community news, community updates, give us the heads up. We're here for you guys. Anything else before we move on to our under 19s?
Nothing more. Like I said, once the season starts, I know there's going to be so much more community and giving and stuff like that. Because again, when we go on off season for a little bit, but not too crazy. But once the ball starts rolling, it's going to start rolling. So expect a lot more things happening from every SG, everything 3252 and everything. And this actually is a good reminder. If you haven't, and I don't know when it's going to start, but remember to renew your 3252 membership when it comes out, because the scarf, from what I hear, is really badass.
It is. No leaks, but so yeah, I will say this. When it opens, get your membership. Why? Well, if you love the Tifos, if you love the spirit of what the 3252 is, the show that we put on week in and week out together, unified, it's the membership that the funds come from at the end of the day. We can't function without it. So that's why it happens. And why wouldn't you want to be a part of the greatest show in the league? Right? We've got a reputation to fight for. So definitely support it. Also, if you're a part of your supporter group, it is critical for you to be members of the 3252 as well. And yes, the swag is the swag. And I'm going to throw it also in there. If you have season tickets and you're behind on your payments, I'm just going to give you fair warning right now. They aren't held forever. Don't lose your season tickets. Go make your payments, people. I have heard, okay, there's a lot of behind. So if you haven't done it, even update your cards. I'm hearing that case too, where the people have forgotten to update their cards and all this time, and they're at risk of losing season tickets over an expired credit card. Check your accounts, people. Update it. We want to see you in the stadium. We want to hear about you outside not getting in because, man, I didn't update my card. Like, don't let that be you. I don't want to hear that. I want to see you in the stadium. So do what you got to do. All right. Bam. Under 19s. Didn't go so well, did it?
I'm calling this segment for under 19s heartbreak. It was absolute heartbreak. So at halftime, we're down 2-1. So it was a good first half, just a couple of missed opportunities and all that. We ended up going up 3-2. going to extra time, up 3-2, looking fairly good. Then the 92nd minute happened, where unfortunately we coughed an equalizer. So 3-3, end of full time. We go into extra time. Extra time's looking all right, like cool, going okay. We're holding out. Near the end of extra time, I'm like, all right, this is going to go to penalties. We'll hold out, going to penalties. Then the 118th minute hit. 40360 Pro just hit a winner in the 118th minute just before full time. So unfortunately, we end up losing 4-3 in the game. It's absolute heartbreak. But one benefit from this game that I look at is Marvin Gomez scored a hat-trick for LAFC. 33rd, 64th, and 70th minute. So not the best result we wanted. So we end up playing off against one of our teams for for third place. In that, we end up losing on penalties 5-3. So we finished fourth, but fourth in the country is a good result for us.
Again, young program, and you're already fourth in the country and expanding further. And now we're bringing in Marco Garces to even streamline it even further and make this thing really take off. Think about this. The under-19 team was that young team that started. I think that was our first youth team back in the U12s, right? And now they've gone all the way through with the 32-52, with the team. These are the kids raised on actual LAFC. So now they're at the age where they're going to hit their next steps, and some could be playing for us really soon for the big boys. Some could be going to Vegas. Some definitely will be going to college. But they're all hitting that age, and these are our boys. They've been a part of it from day one with all of us. So Now to see them at this age is pretty darn cool. Again, fourth is good, right? We're proud of them. Battle to get there, but man, when you get to that elite stage, when it's the top 4 teams in the darn country, anything goes. They're all going to be tight. They're all going to be good, and you can see a lot of extra time, right?
Yeah,
because it's tight.
You look at too, like the 40360 Pro who beat us in the semi-final. They went on to win the whole lot 1-0. So losing to them in extra time, yes, it's heartbreaking, but showing the respect, the guts, the determination for the under-19s, playing against adults. Yeah. Yep. What more can you ask for?
Yeah. Again, hats off to the boys. They worked their tails off. They got us to where they need to go. Now it's the next step for many of them, and we wish them nothing but the best. And of course, we wish to see a few of them feature for us at the bank. So all good things, boys. Again, proud of you. That brings us on to the Black and Gold Vinyl Club Minute. As you guys saw, this episode is titled All Together Now. So yes, let's be as streamlined as possible and say, yes, that is our song of the day, All Together Now, which comes from the Yellow Submarine album from the Beatles, 1969. Y'all know the album. It's if you haven't heard it, you've been living under a rock. I know. You're like, man, that's just so common. Yeah, it is, but it's still a classic. All Together Now. Who doesn't love it? Who doesn't love the Beatles? There's something wrong with you if you don't. So there it is. That is our choice today. We'll get a little bit more obscure in the next few episodes. I guarantee that. But yeah, all good things. On to Bam. You have another special feature, guy. He's not done yet. Yeah, he's got something else to show you guys. So Bam, lead the way, sir, and I will start it up for you.
So last week's episode, I mentioned that it was the FFA Cup final last weekend, which is now changing its name to the Australian Cup. So from this last Saturday was the last time it was called the FFA Cup. Now it's been called the Australian Cup. Melbourne Victory ended up winning the game 2-1. Marcus Jurino had a fairly quiet game, unfortunately, so that's the way it goes. But the 3 goals from the games were absolute cracking goals. For those who haven't seen them, Joseph, take it away.
Here we go.
It is Jason Davidson. Oh, what a goal! Himself at that. Still couldn't win the ball. It's Margiotta for Victory on the right. They got numbers here. It's Economides. Can he finish it? Chris Economides! Here's Garancourt. Is the late consolation for the Mariners. That's surely all it will be now. Bozanic! They've got one! Oli Bozanic!
Dang, Bam. You did it again. Those are screamers, though. Like,
Yeah, 3 absolute
wow.
screamers. Yeah, Davison from a free kick outside the 18-yard box just goes top left-hand corner past the keeper. Yeah, Economides 95th minute from a beautiful pass from Marjotta to put it in the bottom right-hand corner. And then Bozanic to get the consolation goal for Central Coast Mariners. Goes outside the boot, left hand, bottom left. What more could you ask for?
Absolutely wild, man.
Now, with that finishing last Saturday, this week, starting tonight, the Victorian qualifying for the Australian Cup starts. Couple of games for in Victoria this weekend. You've got tonight, Little Montrose United playing against Shepparton South. Those teams are 144 miles apart. Shepparton South are coming down to the suburb over from me to play that game. And then on Sunday, you got Springvale City hosting Warrnambool Wolves. They're 177 miles apart. So Warrnambool are traveling 177 miles for that game. When
These
it goes
are
on,
amateur sides, right?
yeah, these are local sides, park sides. So these are guys that work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, play soccer on a Saturday, playing this weekend.
Dude, love it. I can't wait for the Open Cup to come back on our end because it's so pure, right?
It is. It's one of the purest forms. It's the fact, like in Australia, we've got the same rules where the A-League teams come in later on and all that kind of stuff. But the big rule that they have is if an A-League side's drawn against a non-A-League side, so the local sides, the A-League side must travel.
I mean, you see that with Bundesliga too, right? The smaller sites tend to get the host. Big money.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, like they need to make the dough to survive. And the one thing cup matches do when they do it this way is their budget's built off of this. Like they survive if they can make a run, and they can thrive and get better players if they make a longer run. So this could have put a stand on their field, right? I mean, it's that critical.
Well, not that, you're getting teams that will play on a Saturday against 50 people. All of a sudden, they're pulling against a big team. There's 3,000 people in there, all paying $10, plus the money that they get from the canteen for the souvlaki's, gyros, all that kind of stuff. It's really good.
And TV money as well, right?
Yeah, a little bit of TV money, but it's more for those clubs. It's more the food revenue and all that kind of stuff. The drinks, the cans of beers over the counter for $2, $3.
The basics. But that's good things, man. I love it. I love the updates on that. Thank you, man, for doing that.
All good.
The goal clip was cool because it just, yeah.
Speaking of cup finals and all that, got the Club World Cup final Saturday morning, 8:30 a.m. You got Atuesta, who in the semi-final came on in the 86th minute in a 2-0 win over Al Hilal. They're playing this Saturday morning against a English team called Chelsea. Not sure if you guys heard of them, but so hopefully Atuesta gets some more game time this weekend on Saturday morning and maybe scores a screamer against Chelsea.
The kid wanted to play in Europe and he gets to play against the best of Europe. Not so bad. Not so bad at all. So good on him. I hope he gets more minutes than just a few. But even if he gets a few, the exposure. We talked about exposure. That's massive exposure. Good news. Good news for him. So what time is that again where we can check it out?
That's 8:30 a.m. LA time on Saturday morning.
Hey, we can make that happen, people. That's doable. Doesn't interfere with any Super Bowls or anything. So, yeah.
And for us in Australia, it's 3:30 a.m. Sunday morning.
Oof. Okay, you're going to record that, right?
Well, technically, it's not being shown in Australia, so I've got to go for my legal streams because no one's got TV rights in Australia for it. Where I believe in the US, it's Fox Sports has the rights to it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get it here. Won't be a big deal. We'll make it. Yeah, we'll. It won't be a big deal finding it here, but yeah, that's rough, man. Got it. But
we're used to it.
Yeah, we've had that issue too for years. So all good things there. We'll watch the game. You'll watch the bootlegs. Trust me, he saved me a million times on bootlegs. I'm just gonna admit that right now, especially during the pandemic when I needed to get my fix. Bam, found the fix. So there it is. Good things.
There's a reason why Australia's the biggest pirates for downloaded TV shows.
Make it happen. Make it happen. Good stuff. All right. So we mentioned earlier that DC United would be the next match. Tony, you got the information on that again, just to remind everybody.
It's going to be on February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day. So it's going to be a Tuesday at 4 p.m. in Indio. Again, closed doors. We won't be able to see it. They want to throw a nice tournament with no one to view it or come to it. Backwards mentality. Anyways, besides the point. So we could see, I think this is probably going to lead up to seeing one of the newest, or who's going to start on that. Who are they going to show? Because if most people don't know, they just actually acquired a striker from Toluca for a 1-year loan. So they're going to see how he does, and we're going to see a lot of him and seeing how they progress. And of course, we're also going to see our former LAFC alum, Mr. Perez of our many Perezes. So he's been doing really well for them. Something about the weather over there is doing really well. Of course, we'll also see our favorite defender, Mr. Injury Prone, not injury prone. We paid him a lot of money as well. So
yeah, Andy Nahar. I mean, we just rehabbed him for somebody else to profit, right? That's pretty much what happened there. Nothing against Nahar, man. Like, again, he just wasn't healthy enough for us at the time. For Adrian Perez, Fury alum, I'm happy he's doing well. It's a fit for him. He didn't really have a full-time spot with us. All good things for him. As long as he doesn't score against us, everything's fine with me. Same with Andy. Like, I got no ill will towards the guy. You're hurt. Not much you can do there. So, yeah, kick butt in the Eastern Conference. All good things. We just don't want to lose to you. That's just how it is.
Exactly.
Easy enough. Yeah. All right. Guys, any other thoughts before I kick it back to our faithful?
Our boy, Mr. Christian Martinez, is still balling out in Europe at the moment, so he's doing a lot better than most of our people doing.
I hear that's Bam's favorite club.
Exactly.
No. So I actually do have a little note about Chris Ramirez, that former players and all that. He's currently sitting third in goals for the Scottish League, with 10 goals. He's 1 goal behind the league leaders Alfredo Morales from Rangers and Regan Charles Cook from Ross County. And he did score against Celtic on the weekend. Bit of a tap in from a corner kick, but he's still doing it right over there.
Good things. I mean, honestly, look at who he's going against, and he's up there. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So good for him. He's found his spot. He got his chance to go to Europe and make it work. So and if you watch, they were scared of him at the early stages. They were hacking him like crazy and just trying to keep him down because they couldn't handle him, which is hilarious to me because the battles he had with us. But
yeah. If he can end up being the league leader in goals scored for Scotland, I'll be quite happy with that. Got a couple of dollars on him.
Of course you have a bet on him. Bam wouldn't be any other way.
Of course not.
So the question is, who'd you bet to win the Super Bowl?
I haven't done that yet. I'll be doing that Monday morning.
Oh yeah, for Australian Monday morning, not Sunday.
Yep. Super Bowl Monday on Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah.
No love. I'm sorry, man. Oh, that's tough. That's
right. Mrs. got work during the day. Super Bowl's 10:30 a.m. Perfect.
Good things. Yeah, I usually get into the pools. This year, for some reason, I'm not. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I keep winning. I think I've been banned. All good things. But yeah, dude, I'll probably get into one in the last possible second here. But it's fun times, and I'm rooting for the Rams. There's no doubt about that. I want to see it come home. That's for certain. And it ain't the Chargers. Sorry, Chargers, but it's the Rams. That's how it's got to be.
Yeah. But you look at it too. Like, look at who's playing in the Super Bowl final. If it goes as a neutral, if it goes either way, I'm not fussed. If Burrow wins it for Cincinnati, good on him. It was a great game. If Rams win it, good on him. It's a great game.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Yes, I have my team though. The Rams are it, but I'm just wondering if the Bengals happen to get a touchdown. Do you think any of those guys are going to pull the icky shuffle just because you have to?
I would say most people don't know who the icky shuffle is if you don't watch NFL films like I did when I was a kid, and like ESPN just showing that 24/7. I don't know. Most of these people know who icky is. So if they do, congrats on them. If they don't,
Bengals fans do. That's what matters. Bengals fans do, because this is the last time they were there. So, God, it's been so long. I think he's like 60 now, but it is what it is. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a fun one. The halftime show is probably going to be better than the game. Just saying. That should be entertaining as well. So there we go. All right, let's get to you guys and what you got to say. Again, all good things. We're going to jump into Barrett Robinson's comment here. What's the deal with NYCFC CONCACAF Champions League game at the bank? The deal is they didn't have a house to play in back home, and they have to play Carson on short notice right after that. There's not a lot of time in between matches, so logistically it just made sense that they did this. When it comes to Seoul, on the other hand, right, this is terrible. It shouldn't be like this. This is Bush League. I feel terrible for the NYCFC fan base that they have to put up with this. This isn't cool, man. And I don't know why, knowing that teams are getting the Champions League, they couldn't find a way to schedule things a little different for that side so they wouldn't have a game so quickly after their Champions League match. I don't get it. It's Bush League. Again, it should have been a different way. But you know what? The nice thing is they get to play on beautiful grass. It's a full-size field. They don't have to contend with a pitcher's mound. Yeah. And those who get to come out here get to enjoy Los Angeles and the sunshine. So to you guys traveling out here, good on you for making the trip. We only hope the best. Again, it's CONCACAF Champions League. MLS sides -1. Go for it. Have a good time with it. Hopefully you go far. There you go. All right, moving forward. Roberto, I miss those hot dogs. I miss them. My body doesn't. I'll just throw that out there. LAFC Beast is his horns up. Rams all day. LA needs another championship. We need a parade. I got it. Let them start it this year. Let them be the first team this year to get it and start a winning tradition, and we can cap things off towards the end of the year. Nice little bookends, right? Rams to begin it, LAFC to end it for the calendar year and trophies. I think that works for me. It works for you. Go Rams. Roberto Espinoza, when can we sign up? I don't have a date yet for the 3252 sign up. I'm a bad boy. I'll get it to you next episode. That's for sure. I should know these things. LACB, it's tough living in with the Rams and LAFC in town. Angel City coming into town. Dude, Angel City is their players are showing some swagger in this setup. You can kind of tell they're enjoying themselves. And if a team's enjoying themselves the way those players seem to be enjoying themselves, I'm happy. It's good. Lead the league. Do something crazy. Win it all in your first year. You got our love and support in that process. So, yeah, all love to Angel City FC. Beautiful. Moving on, Roberto says, I don't have season tickets, so every game is a gift for me because the secondary market can be painful. It can be evil. I know. It's tough.
I feel you, Roberto. That was my first season. Just, it was hurtful.
It's some wild stuff. Agreed. Prices are nuts. Parking is crazy, too. It's tough.
If it wasn't for Joseph, half the games I wouldn't be able to afford to go to.
Family, man. Family. It's how it works. Family discount. Here's the ticket. Let's go, brother. Gotta be. LAFCB, speaking of Angel City in the NWC Challenge Cup, starts in March, and Angel City's first opponent, the rivals San Diego Wave. That should be interesting. Shout out to Jerry Jimenez. We know what camp he's in. Yes. I hate your Sockers, and that's just how it is. Carlos C. Super excited that Garces is with the club. I guess the new field is for him. Dude, Marco Garces, he's legit, guys. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I don't want to reveal too much, but I will say this: his plan for our side, let him reveal it, but his plan for our side is really advanced, really amazing. His heart is in the right place. Okay. He openly talks about his great goal is to see like that next guy move up from us, to go to that bigger club, to do what he needs to do, to win for us. We got the right guy for the job to help develop things. That is for certain. I am 100% on board with what he's going to do. Again, the field is there. Only good things ahead. It's a steal getting him. Let's be honest. Bangers. Yes, those goals were bangers. And another love from Hooligan Ox all the way. Yes, from Kansas. Love you, man. He misses the hot dogs as well. We can't wait to have you home as well, Ox. Got to get you in the stands with us. Hey, maybe you can join us in Miami. Just saying. Make it happen. But good on that. All right, guys. So that's our comments for the day. Beyond thankful for all that you guys do. Love what you guys said today. All happiness, man. We're getting closer. Next week should be a lot of fun. A lot of announcements. A lot of cool things coming out. So I'll just leave it like that. All right. So on that note, tradition dictates that we give our final thoughts of the day. I think Tony had to lead it last time, so that means, Bam, it's on you, sir.
All good, all good. So, final thoughts for today is, everyone, this week, go out, do something for the community. Go see the street vendors. Go help them out. Let's be honest. Every country is built on immigrants. Without immigrants, we wouldn't be where we are. So let's go out there. Let's support the locals. Support all the street vendors. Have fun. Stay safe. And just enjoy yourself. Remember, season's around the corner. We need to stay safe for there. And Tony, go yell at your cat.
I think that cat just tried to eat something back there.
He likes, so we have the tank in there, there's a snake, and of course this little string thing likes to move, so they're like, oh, it's a string to play with. So I'm just like, no, he's not supposed to be on there. So
well said, Bam, about supporting your community, by the way. The cat was hilarious, so we had to bring it up. Bam, yeah, supporting community is critical. Tony mentioned already what part of the community needs support this week is obviously being targeted, and that's not cool. But again, the other local businesses need it, because when Super Bowl comes to town, I got to be honest, a lot of them probably aren't even going to be open because it's just too crazy, especially in Inglewood. Yeah, they need your support 24/7. And as we're trying to break out of this pandemic, more people are going to need our help getting back on their feet. So be there for your community. That's what we do. That's why LAFC is here, right? A representation of the community, love for the community. It's who we are. So well said, brother. Tony, you have the floor.
Just want to say, support your local anything at this point. You know what I mean? Like, yes, support local vendors and everyone selling the hot dogs, tamales, whatever it is. Support them, but also support local, because again, yes, is it easy to buy from like trades from big companies and stuff like that? It is. I catch myself doing that stuff, but at the end of the day, when you buy something local, it's going towards the families that probably need it, probably don't need it, who we don't know where their situation is. And to be honest, half the time those foods are the best. It's because they're made with love. It's not a cookie cutter thing. So have fun this weekend. Try to support as much local as you can. I have no fish in this race for the Super Bowl because go Raiders. So have fun. I'm excited for the halftime show. So let's go. Let's go for the halftime show. Let's go.
Right. I guess Snoop just bought Death Row, so it's even cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Just going to say that. Dude,
I was about to say also commercials. The commercials are going to be fun, so we'll see if they don't release them early.
Yeah, another thing I'm going to try and find illegally because they don't show the commercials in Australia.
Oh, well, I'm hearing some like real like Budweiser throwback stuff is in store. So Clydesdales and all. Who doesn't like the Clydesdales, people? Come on. We're not shilling for a beer company. It's just I dig Clydesdales. There you go. Dude, so for like these guys, I'm the same. I'm with you. Support your community this week, especially with all the tourists in town and all the madness going on. They'll still be here tomorrow. The tourists won't be. So that's where we kick in. So yeah, follow through. That's for sure. Those of you getting ready for the season, working, building things, creating things. Yeah, the lead up's quick. The turnaround, it's very short before we start playing again. So if you got to get your stuff in order, get ready for the game. We'll make this happen. We'll have a great time in the process. To all of you, boy, it's been a journey seeing how this team built itself up. I think it's proper now. Now they got to do the job and execute. So on that note, heck yeah, let's make it happen. For me to all of you again, thank you for your support. We'll be back in again next Thursday as we do. Maybe we'll get Ben back on. Maybe we got a surprise in store. But again, all good things. Bam. Let's continue the tradition. Word of the day.
Stay golden.
Tony.
Stay golden.
And for me, to all of you, stay golden.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.